So I don't actually have 8 cars anymore. Slowly, I'm starting to sell them all off because I'm moving. But I still have my personal car. It's by far the lamest car that I own. But I love this thing so much. It is, let me show it to you, in all its glory. It's a 2005 Prius. Pretty much one of the lamest cars you can own, I'm pretty sure. And mine is extra lame. Like the front bumper is messed up. It's got a big crack in it there, but actually I like that crack because somebody hit the car and I got paid $1,200. I just kept the money because I don't care how my car looks. I'd rather just have $1,200. The back bumper's messed up too. I rented it out to my friend and he put a big old crack in the top there. He backed into something, but I really didn't care. And you can't see it now, but the paint's all faded on this thing, the spoiler there, whatever it is, because it's all wet right now. You can't see it. And then on the roof here, the paint's all starting to fade. But I just really don't care how my car looks at all. Even, if it had some like crazy dents in it or something, that might bother me a bit. But honestly, I would still just drive it. I wouldn't really care. And the reason I have so many cars is because I have basically a small rental car business. So all my other cars I use with that. And most of them aren't that cool, but they're a lot nicer and cooler than this car. And I could drive those if I wanted to. Usually there's at least like one back that's not being used. But the reason I drive this car is because it just saves me money. I love this thing. It gets 40 miles to the gallon. Live in California. I think we have the most expensive gas here in the whole country. Maybe it's more in Hawaii, I don't know, but saves me a lot of money. I used to do like delivery driving for Amazon with this thing, so I've made a lot of money with it. Also, just the least risky, since if I crash this car, it's worth the least amount of money, and it's not bringing in income for me from my business. So if I crash it, I'm not losing income, and it's not really worth much money, so I'm not losing that much money if I crash it and it's my fault. And obviously I don't have like collision insurance on this car. It wouldn't be worth it. But really, I just do not care how cool my car is. It's not important to me at all. It's way more important to me, and I think it's a lot cooler than having a car that's cool, is having money in the bank. I don't know about you, but I would much rather be making more money, have money in the bank. To me, like, I've had enough money for few years now. I've at least been making money where I don't have to have a normal job. I don't have to have a boss. Nobody can tell me what to do. And now I'm actually selling off on my cars, and I only had a little bit of loans out for my business, which I just paid them all. So now I'm just getting a bunch of cash in my bank account, and I'm basically just quitting this business. I'm about to move to Latin America in Dominican Republic, and I'm gonna move somewhere where I can rent an apartment for $300 a month. I'm gonna go live in the Caribbean. Right now I'm living in the hood, so actually you'd think maybe Latin America would be dangerous. Actually, I think it's a lot safer than here. I live in the hood right now. You hear gunshots pretty often. There's like bullet holes and some of the stuff in the neighborhood around here. Kind of a crazy neighborhood. And when I moved to Latin America, I can afford to live in the nicest neighborhood. Whereas here I'm living in the hood. But the thing is having money will give you freedom, where you can do whatever you want with your life, where having a cool car that you're making payments on with a normal job, well, basically you'll just be a slave to that car, a slave to your job, a slave to the debt, which your life kind of sucks at that point. I mean, even if your monthly payments aren't that much, it doesn't really make any sense to pay way more money for a cooler car. Like, if you're not making that money, if you have a normal job, in my opinion. Trust me, I've driven a bunch of cars way cooler than this. I've had cool little sports cars and stuff before. I used to flip cars, had ones for my business. You know, you drive them around a little, they're fun, you feel kind of cool, they're fun to drive, but it doesn't change your life at all. But if you have a car where you're just stuck making monthly payments on it, that will change your life, but it'll change it for the worse. You know, I'd much rather have more money in the bank, or just be able to just work less, spend less time working, than to have a car that's cool. You know, nobody really cares what kind of car you drive either. Like, girls do not care what kind of car you drive. I think there's a stereotype, you know, a lot of men feel like help them get girls if they have a cool car. Trust me, girls do not care what kind of fucking car you drive. Like, it doesn't matter. If the girls do care, then you're meeting the wrong kind of women, to be honest. So, like, here's a couple of my other cars. No, neither of these are really that cool, but they're a lot cooler than the Prius for sure. This one's just a Mazda, but it's really nice actually. It's got like all black leather on the inside. It's got 20-inch rims. I don't have the key right now, but the stereo system in that car actually sounds amazing, and it drives super smooth. It's really nice to drive, but you know, I'd still just rather drive the Prius, to be honest. I'd try not to ever drive any of these cars just for fun, because it's just more risky if I crash them, and it costs me more money, and then I have to clean them again, because when they go out on the rentals I need them like perfectly clean. Whereas with my personal car, I can just keep it super dirty. Doesn't matter. Here's another one of mine. This one just got wrecked. It's going to be a total loss. The tow truck's about to take it this morning, and they're going to pay me out for the whole car. But I'm actually going to make a bunch of money on this car, because when the insurance company pays you for a car, they give you way more money than you could buy it for on Craigslist. And okay, I thought somebody smashed the window for a second, but it looks like I must have forgot to roll it up yesterday, and I left it open in the rain. Which it doesn't matter, the car's getting picked up by the tow truck anyway. It's not going to get rented out. But I'm actually going to make a bunch of money on this car. Actually, last year in 2023, the rental market slowed down a lot. There was like a big boom with the rental car market. I made a bunch of money a couple years before when stuff opened back up after COVID. But in 2023, at least where I live, the rental car market slowed way down. But I think I still made more money because I had a bunch of cars that were wrecked and had total losses, and I just made a ton of money off all of them. And I had old cars that I bought before COVID, and the price of those cars basically like doubled during COVID. But when the insurance company pays you out for a car, a total loss, where they're paying you for the whole car, they pay you on average what the car would cost at a dealership in your area, and they give you all the dealership fees and the sales tax and everything. So where I live, the sales tax is 10.75%. So if they value the car at 10 grand, getting almost $1,100 in taxes on top of that. It's crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna make a bunch of money off that car, and then I'm buying them off of Craigslist at deals that are cheap too. So I'm buying them for like good prices already. So I'm already buying them where I could sell them for more money on Craigslist. Then the insurance companies are paying me way more money than that. But yeah, I'm starting to ramble on about my business now, but the point is I'm trying to make, like, I just really don't want to see young people, or really anyone, just getting into these like expensive cars and just kind of wasting their money, you know, wasting your freedom, wasting your life on just something just because it's cooler and it's exciting. Your brain will trick you into believing that your life, all your problems will go away if you just have like this cool car, and then you get it, and it really doesn't work like that. And without having to make these monthly payments, you could work less. You could use that money to invest, use that money to go on a vacation. Really, there's so many things that will improve your life, so much more than just having a car that's fun to drive, or a car that looks cool. You know, wait until you get more money before you go buy a car that's more expensive than you need. Like that car that I have, I bought for $4,000 like 7 years ago. It's been super reliable, which saves me more money. Just get something cheap and reliable. I've never bought a car with a loan except for ones for my business that made me money, so that's different. But I've never bought a personal car with a loan, especially with young people. I would encourage them not to get loans out for anything. It'll ruin your life, trust me.